Hey guys, and welcome to game number 45 out of 100 of the Mack vs. Machine series, where I'll be playing 100 games of Scrabble against the top online bot, HastyBot. We're starting to close in on the halfway point of the series, and it's going quite well for us so far, 30 and 14. So let's see if we can finish out these last two games of the first half on a good note. And game 45 starts with him playing Z, and kind of a clunky rack for us to start. Pair of G's and a pair of T's, neither of which are great. Guess we could just play bat over here. Obviously, egg is not the best leave. 1G is not good, and 2G's is certainly not any better. But it does score well. It also doesn't give too much back, and it does give us the potential for a play with BE and Zag next turn, which will hopefully allow us to start unloading our G's. So that's a good option. Yeah, I don't see a good way for us to... I don't want to play Keg. That's just too big a point sacrifice. I'm only scoring 9. It's a much better leave, TEAB, but it's not a 16 points better leave. It's probably 8 or 9 points better is my guess. And positionally, bat is just as good, I'd say. So yeah, I think just bat for now. Let's score and overlap and not give him too much to work with, and hopefully we'll have a better chance to unload our G's on the next turn. And let's see, he plays Flog. Nice draw for us. We have Eagling. Might not actually play. Yeah, I don't think it plays, because bat doesn't take an E. It takes a U. I've messed this 5 up before, but it's beta, it's not bat. So nothing there. Don't think there's anything through the F. And I don't think there are any other 7s, unless there's like a 9. We almost have maybe Galignite or something like that. But I don't think there's anything here. Huh. So... with no bingos, I guess, do we just play like Ag? 16. I don't really want to blow up the rack. What do I even do if I blow up the rack? I'm not going to play Leafing. That doesn't even score that much. It only scores 24, and it keeps just a G. It's not worth it, I don't think, to play Bog. Problem is, this doesn't bingo with an A or an I. Or an O, actually. So yeah, this just doesn't hit enough, I don't think, with the pool. Plus EI NGL. Nigel, ironically, as a leave. Nigel's still a pretty strong leave. So I think Ag is fine here. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that Eagling doesn't play. Starting with an E, it's a word you'd usually think would play, but not on this board. So I think let's just play Ag. Alright, he plays Cyber, and now I have Lineage, which will play here, making Lari, or with Let. It's gotta be better here. Oh, that's dangerous too, though. I don't like putting the E here and the A here at all, but I think I still like that better than scoring 3 less points and putting an E here. That's about the worst possible spot you can put an E. Nothing through the C. We almost have Elegance or Angelica, neither of which fit. Yeah, I think I gotta just go here and hope he can't hurt me too badly. Well, that was not too bad. Diode for 29. Not a good draw for us. We've got the Q. Not a lot to do with it. Vane is absolutely disgusting. It's 33, but AOOQ is just dreadful. If nothing else, it's worth it to just take out that spot. I wonder if we're better off just playing Cove, because A and OQ, at least now, I feel like if I can draw an I for Kadi, or if I draw an I, then I'm actually in decent shape, and I'll be able to not only play off the Q, but also have a respectable leave, because I do need to think about a few turns in advance, too. It's not all just like, alright, well, I have the Q, so the rest of my rack doesn't matter. Like, the rest of your rack still matters, because you're not necessarily going to be exchanging, right? You shouldn't be thinking, all right, I'm definitely going to exchange, so at that point it doesn't matter what I keep because I can exchange whatever I want. There's a good enough chance I'll pick up an I for Cade or an I or a T maybe somewhere for Cot that I don't want to just completely box myself into exchanging. And with Cove, assuming I do get down QI next turn, I'll be in much better shape for turn 3 than I would after Vayne, because then I'm basically thinking my leave is now A and O instead of A, O, O. And Cove does at least accomplish something. It takes out the C, which is nice. Do I have anywhere for Nove? Ned is no good. Because in general, too, when you have the Q, it is nice to play off more tiles, because that gives you the better shot at drawing a U or an I or whatever ballot tile you need. So I could play Nove. I'm not going to play it here, obviously. That just is terrible for both scoring and positionally. But if I could play it here or something, that's something I would strongly consider. But I don't think so. So let's play Cove. Alright, Maid. Not great for us. That's 43. Have Connaught and Cat. But I don't think either of them really play. Huh. I mean, I have Cot here. I can't do that. There's 4 S's unseen. I'm not down that much. I can't do that. Does Cot or Connaught, do they not play anywhere? Wow. That is really, really annoying. So do I don't think I want to exchange, but maybe I do. I mean, I could exchange 3 and keep AENT and have a good chance at bingoing next turn. It's not bad. If I can score like 20 here and get rid of a tone, though, it's probably worth it. So I have a tone here. I don't know, is it worth it? QA, there are 4 U's left. I don't know, I mean, even with a U, the Q is just really bad. This board is closed. Qs are so bad on closed boards because you usually need open boards because it's hard to overlap with a Q in general. You need to play through tiles, and there's just nowhere to do that. The Q is really bad here. Like, I'm probably realistically hoping for just QI next turn, and at that point, I mean, a tone and QI will score like 40. It probably average close to 40 after exchange 3, just because of how often I bingo. Yeah, this is tough because I hate leaving that spot for him too. This is not a position you want to exchange in. But I just really, really don't want to keep the Q. I really do not want to keep that Q. What if, can I play like Ion somewhere and set it up for Cot, like AEON? Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I don't know. Ion here, that just doesn't accomplish anything. Alright, you know what? I don't see anything else. I'm going to exchange. I'm sure the computer will hate it, but I feel like it's probably the right play. And I exchange the Q and I get the J and the X and an F. Wow. And he bingos with Handles for 96. Crazy stuff. That's just... Yeah, that's just rough. I mean... I don't know what to say. I mean, even if I went down here, he would have bingoed with Handles and Z's for a good amount of points anyway. So now what do? Do I just play, like, Jet or Fanjet? Maybe Fanjet. Yeah, actually probably Fanjet and Feds is probably the best play. Do I have anything here? No. Yeah, I mean, I want to get rid of the F too. I mean, just the X alone is not a terrible leave. If I can pull a blank, especially, like, I could actually still bingo with it. And the nice thing is if I can somehow bingo with the X, I'll actually score a lot and maybe could come back into this game. So I think Fanjet has got to be the play. Okay, well, that actually worked very well, sort of. I mean, I got the X, but I got the Q back. I do have a U at least to go with it. And I have this Q spot, but what can I do with it? That's the problem. That's why I got excited at first and then realized I don't think I actually have a word. I mean, I can always just play Quirt. I mean, this isn't bad. It's 42. I save... I guess I could play XU. We'll come back to that in a second. So I could play XU and save the Q. I could play Quirt. AX blank is a really good leave. I mean, this board is getting close, but I mean, I'll be down 60 with AX blank. Like, I'll have Weta and Axe. Like, I'll have ways to score and maybe even claw back, possibly without a bingo. Might be tough, but it's possible. Really close to Quixitry, like agonizingly close. Just an A instead of an O away from what would be an amazing low prob A. So yeah, XU I was saying does play, but I can't go back into the world of Q without a U again. Even with the blank. I mean, that only helps me so much. I can't be wasting the blank just to play off the Q. So I feel like it's got to be Quirt or Quart. Quart is obviously better just in general. AX blank is a lot stronger, and also 5 I's versus 2 A's. So better off to get rid of the I. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much more time giving him down to 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and play Quart. Oh boy. Okay, so he plays Sorrowly. Yeah, I'm just going to slap down XU now. I mean, there's not really much else to consider. This game is not over, especially if he leaves that S open. This game is definitely not over. Okay. Yeah, Sawhorse. Almost a triple-triple. Warson. I might have to... Do I want to fish here? I don't know. Hold on, guys. Let me just make sure I'm not missing a triple-triple. Shadower. FGHI. Is there anything with a M? Don't think so. NOP? Don't think there's anything with a P. A Warhorse. In addition to Sawhorse. I knew there was something else. Okay, Warhorse and Sawhorse. TU over... I can't even remember if Overwash is good, but it's not a triple-triple. I think it might be, but I'm not positive. WXY? I don't think of Seaworthy, but you need a T for that. Okay, I hope I'm not missing a triple-triple. I don't think I am. So yeah, I mean, now the question is, do I leave it open and try to triple-triple next turn? Like, against a human, I don't think I would consider that, because they're going to block the S every time, and I don't really think I want to play like that even against HastyBot. Because also, if I play Sawhorse, or I think Warhorse is... Well, what is better? I guess Overwash would probably be best positionally to put the O there, but I'm not positive that's good, and I don't want to risk it. So yeah, because Sawhorse... Normally I'd want to allow an E to underlap, but there's only one E. You might be better off playing Sawhorse, because then that allows both the I and the O. Yeah, I think Sawhorse is better than Warhorse in this case. And I'm going to obviously need to... I mean, obviously this takes an S, so that's a big concern. But if he doesn't have an S, actually maybe Sawhorse is even better than Overwatch because of that. Like, maybe my best plan is to hope he doesn't have an S and then hit Sawhorses for 60. Like, yeah, if he has an S, the game is over. But if he doesn't, he actually could be in some trouble. So I do wonder, because Overwatch, I'd still be down 40. Like, it may even be better to just play Sawhorse. Let's go for it. So, he didn't have an S, but I didn't get one. Okay. So now, do I play Ant? What do I do? Yeah, what do I do now? Because the problem is, if he plays Sawhorses, he'll just outrun any bingos I have. And a play with Sawhorses isn't going to be enough for me. Like, even if I pick up Stud 63, that'll never be enough. So it's like, I have to hope with Ant that he didn't pick up an S. Obviously with Ant, I'm going for like an I for Intrude or Turdine or anything with that. But maybe do I have to block this and hope he can't hit it? I have no idea. What can I even do though? I mean, Ort? I'm down to 30 seconds too. That doesn't even block it. He can play Stop. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to play ant. I literally have no idea what I'm supposed to do. What? What? What the heck? I mean, if he doesn't have the S, I'll win. Okay, he had it now. What the heck was that? Should I have fished there with undress? Should I have played off the S with sawhorses? No, I think then he can just block. I want to look at that, though. What the heck was that? That was really weird. Wow. What a bizarre game. 502-461, HastyBot wins. But, yeah, what a crazy sequence of events. Let's go through the beginning of the game, too, but I want to spend a lot of time looking at everything post-Sawhorse, because that was just bizarre. There were those S's, but nobody got them. Okay, so Z to open. I guess I missed Begat. Yeah, that may be a little bit better. It still keeps 1G, and it gives back. It doesn't give back that much more, actually, because it gives back this floating E, which is the biggest thing it gives back, but Bat does give back a number of overlaps as well. So yeah, Begat is probably just a little bit better. I mean, his bingo percentage is certainly going to be lower after Bat, which is nice, but his scoring is maybe just a tiny bit higher. I don't know, I mean, Begat does give back this spot. GT is a little bit better than EGG, though. Having 1G is still a lot better than having 2. So yeah, probably a small mistake. But Bat is certainly not a terrible play. Yeah, because this is the problem with Bat, too, is it does give back easy overlaps for him that score like 30 with Flog. So it might just offset the floating E, the increased bingo percentage associated with that, as opposed to the increased scoring from overlaps like this, or if he has a Y for buy, especially. So, yeah, okay, I think Begat would have been a little bit better. But, so yeah, small mistake. But yeah, Zag looks right. Oh, zagging. Wow, that's cool. Not correct. I mean, I'm blowing up the rack for only 4 points. It doesn't make sense, but not every day you see zagging as a possibility on a board. Cyber looks good for him. Yeah, Lineage. I mean, it's got to be better over here than over here. It's got to be better where I played it down here. I think my computer lagged, but yeah, no. To be clear, it's definitely better where I played it. Once again, here this not only scores 3 less, but also puts an E in the triple lane, which is as scary as it is to have this E here. It's still a lot scarier in the triple lane, but luckily for me, he couldn't really capitalize. He plays Diode. Yeah, I think Cove is fine here. I mean, there just aren't a lot of other options. It's still considerably better than exchanging. Of course, I ended up exchanging in the end, but I have decent enough bailout opportunities with an I draw or a U draw or a T draw in some cases where he actually opens something, which he did not here with Made. So let's see. I guess I missed plays like Noda over here. I was I think kind of figuring I'd either exchange or play over here through this A. Yeah, I didn't see Noda. That I guess 25 points is a lot. I mean, I do still stand by not playing a tone for only 17, just because the Q it really is so bad. And QA, it's starting to feel like my best case to hope for is just QI next turn. With Noda, I mean, I do score a bit more. Because, yeah, 25 and then QI, if I get it, is another 25. It is hard to pass up 25 points. It is. At the same time, like, I am trailing. I'll probably be trailing by about 40 or so after he goes here. And I want to be able to respond well. I don't want to be stuck with the Q. Like, I'd rather try to bingo. So I don't think this is a big mistake, even though I'm giving up 25 points. The Q is just, it's unusually bad on this board. There's like we saw, I couldn't even really play QAT here. And there's just no future for it, even if I draw a U. There's nothing to play through. There's no future beyond literally, I think, just playing QI for 26. And that's not a very bright future. And that's, of course, if I draw an I. So yeah, I think, I don't know. I could live with Noda, but I can also live with exchanging. I'm sure there are a lot of people who would play Noda. There's probably some people who would exchange too. Yeah, I don't know. I guess for 25 points, I even the game. If I draw a U, maybe I can get a bailout play here. He's going here almost every time. That's the thing, right? After Noda. Or after exchanging. Either way, he's pretty much going to go here 90% of the time, unless he maybe has a bingo here. Well, if he has a bingo here, he'll just play it with Eds, as he did. So he's 90% of the time he's going here. And then what am I doing with AEQ? Like, literally, as I said, I'm just hoping for a QI. And at that point, I think I kind of like exchanging and try to bingo. Of course, drawing FJX on a 3-tile pool will spoil any illusions I had of bingoing. Fanjet looks pretty clearly best here. Wimp looks fine for him. Could consider Rye to... No, actually, no, not at this score. It opens a big lane. I was going to say LIMP blank is a pretty strong leave, but yeah, I don't want to open up this side of the board when I've got a 100-point lead. So Wimp looks pretty good. Yeah, what a bizarre draw here. I mean, overall, a very good draw, don't get me wrong. XU is... I don't know how that's ranking like 10 points higher. I mean, AX blank is so much better than AIQR blank. I really don't get that. Yeah, I'm playing Court here every time. I'm never playing XU and getting rid of my U with a Q and a blank there. Absolutely not. Court is the right play. He gets down sorrily. XU, again, pretty clearly correct. Not really much else to think about. And then... Yeah, okay, so Overwash is no good. So that's good to know. I'm glad I didn't play that. I saw Harewood, but obviously that's not the right play. Didn't look at Hauser, but, I mean, 48, yeah, I can't do that because I'm still going to be down 80. He just blocks over here, and I'm walled in. I have to bingo, and, yeah, Sawhorse versus Warhorse. Warhorse is normally better because a lot of bingos end in ED or ES or ER, and WE is good and SE is not. But the problem is there's only one E, so a lot more bingos are going to end in, like, ION or maybe even with an I, like just IN or something, so... Sawhorse, I think, does allow me to bingo more often than Warhorse does. I guess either of them have this drawback of the S, but like I said, I've got to just hope he doesn't have it. And he didn't, and he plays Nook, which looks like a smart play, just scoring and turning over some more tiles to try to draw it next turn. But yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do here? Because I nutted? I mean, I didn't... Obviously, this is just on static. This isn't necessarily the right play. It's actually interesting to think about, though, because, like, what if after nutted, I draw both S's? Like, look at that pool. There actually are there are probably some situations where I can win after nutted. As crazy as that sounds. Because, like, if he has, like, I-O-O-P, I'll probably win. Because he can't really block that. I mean, he could play something like Rue, but then he's going to have all those I's. Yeah, maybe I should do this and hope to draw both S's. Would I have won if I played it? So what was in the... Yeah, I probably would have won if I played nutted. Because look what he had. So I would have drawn... Wait, so what was in the bag? ASSOO, I think? Yeah, so I would have had ASSOOR. He's been up 43, but he's got C4 I's, a P, and a U. I don't know. I mean, he can't really block. I guess he could play... But yeah, Yurik just gives me back Soka. That doesn't even do anything. Wow. That's crazy. So he almost... I mean, how... 4-9... Yeah, I mean, I'm going to win there, I think, pretty easily, right? I don't think he scores enough with plays like PI. He literally just can't do anything because Rip gives me soap. Like, he has no way to deal with that. So yeah, after nutted, for example, right, so 43 down. If he just plays... Yeah, he has no reason to block it. Like, if he just plays PI, let's say, then 18, 61... But the problem is he's going to have 3 eyes, and I can just slow play him. I mean, I think I'm just going to play like OR and SO and S here. I think I'll win. I don't know. It's really close call. I'm just going to put this one in Quackle. I want to just see what Quackle thinks about nutted in general, too. Because maybe I had the wrong idea. Because the problem with Ant is I pretty much have to draw. I have to bingo and then hope he misses both S's. So yeah, when I played Ant. So let's ask Champ here. And then I want to do this, and I also want to look and see if I had played nutted, would I actually have won? Because I kind of think so. I mean, yeah, there's just nothing he can do if he has 4 eyes. Because the problem with Ant is I'm still going to be down like 70. So if he hits sawhorses, it's over, even if I bingo. And I guess that's probably the problem here, guys, is what it boils down to. It's like, at any point, if he draws an S, yeah, see? Okay. Rutted as opposed to nutted. But basically, this is the point. It's like, at any point, if he draws an S, I'm dead. Because I can never outrun sawhorses. And I don't have a good way of blocking it now and also going for a bingo. So, yeah, I messed up here. I needed to... It's so counterintuitive, but I need to totally forget about bingoing, despite what my rack is, and just go all in on trying to draw an S. Because, yeah, if I play rutted, apparently I win like 11% of the time. So, yeah, let's see what would have happened. I mean, if he would have had this garbage, this has to be a win. I mean, what's he going to do? He literally just has, like, nothing. He's going to have to play Uric and then PI, or vice versa, I think. I can't imagine, because, yeah, Uric through this R does nothing. I'll just play Silka for even more. And I'm going to be scoring 50 with Soon. I don't think he's getting enough, because I can still slow play. He's just got too many eyes. Let's see if Champ comes up with anything. Yeah, it's 55, so this is a win by 12 for me, right? I mean, I just now play... I assume I just play Soon and then go out. Sun. I guess I see what's happening. This is nice. Yeah, so I'm going to slow play him, right? Because if I just play Soon first, do I actually... Yeah, I actually would lose, I think, after Soon, right? Maybe. Maybe not. It would be close. Okay, I could still win by slow playing. Yeah, I can still win. But I can't just go out in 2. He has enough to outrun that, but the idea is he has 3 eyes, so he's not going out in 2. So my best play is actually just to play Sun. And then after he plays PI over here, now I don't go out, I just play, I think, OR over here, I assume. And then, after he plays off another eye, now I have Zags and Ags, and I win by 12. That was the idea. So yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. Rutted, as it turns out, would have won this game. I honestly, I mean, in fairness, let's go back to Woogles. In fairness, I think I was down to under a minute. I played... Yeah, because I took a little while agonizing over Sawhorse, and then after Nook... Okay, I was down to a minute and 41 seconds. I mean... It's not a lot of time, but it's enough time that I should have realized that Ant is never going to win. Or very rarely going to win. Because let's look at what happened after Ant, right? So he plays PIU, and I can bingo here. And I do. There's nothing better for me to do. But I know if I draw the S, I'll obviously win, because I have Sawhorses and he can't block it. But if I don't draw the S, I'm toast. And that's sort of the idea here, guys, in this position with Ant. What I need to realize is that no matter what, whether I bingo or whether I don't, the only possible path to victory for me is if I draw both S's. I literally never ever win the game, no matter what, if he has an S or draws an S. And what's going to be the best way to maximize my chances of getting the S's? It's going to be playing off enough tiles to empty the bag right now, because if I play off fewer tiles, then there's more of a chance I miss one of the S's, and then, of course, he picks it up as he did on his next turn. So I need to just not at all think about bingoing here and play rutted immediately for 26. And then if I draw, I don't necessarily win if I draw both of the S's, right? Like, if he has a decent rack, like let's say he has ACIOOPU, then he can probably win. But in many cases, I'm gonna be able to, like, actually, would he though? Because the problem is he still really can't block sawhorses. Like, let's say he has this rack, which is a more sort of moderate one. Would he have won in this case? This is what I'm wondering. It's probably really close. I think he would though, because now he can go out in 2. Because I think he can probably just win with something like Curio. And that should be enough to outrun Sins, I would imagine. Or Alric or something there. Prow. Oh, Prow is clever. Because it sort of partially blocks my spot. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I imagine Curio just wins too, though, doesn't it? Like, that's gonna outrun Sawhorses. Yeah, I mean, this is the most straightforward win by far. Like, this just wins by 15. I guess Prow maybe nets him some more spread, but pretty easy for him to win with Curio. So basically, what that tells me is what I need to do if I want to win is play rutted, and I need to draw both S's and hope he can't go out in 2. Because if he can go out in 2, then he'll be up enough that my single play of Sawhorses and Sins or whatever isn't enough. I guess, yeah, if I pick up the P, though, then I could have Snip, which might be enough. So, yeah, I probably need to draw... You see, if he has 3 eyes... I probably need to hope he has 3 eyes. Because if he has 3 eyes, it's going to be very hard for him to go out in 2. Because he's, by definition, if I have 2 S's, he's got 7 of ACIIIIOOPU. So he's going to have 5 vowels and bad vowels. Yeah, if he has 3 eyes, he's never going out in 2. So I pretty much, I think, need to hope that I pick up both S's and he has 3 eyes. I think pretty much that's what it boils down to, more or less. There's probably some imprecision here and there. There's maybe one situation where he can win with 3 eyes, and there's maybe some situation where if I have Snip or Snap or something that I can win even when he doesn't have 3 eyes. It's possible. But, yeah, in any case, though, that would have been the play, and as it turns out, it would have amazingly won me the game here. So, a shame I didn't see that. I think if I had more time, I would have came up with that plan, but as I said, it is very, very counterintuitive, right? Because basically with that rack, you're sort of figuring, I don't have an S, I'm close to a bingo, I might as well try to bingo. But as I mentioned, the key observation here, which isn't that hard to arrive at, based on what we saw too with the variation where I went for the bingo, is no matter what, and I can't stress this enough here, no matter what, I need an S. I need both S's to win, and I need him to never have an S. And the best way to maximize my chances of that happening are to play off 6 tiles immediately. Or 5, basically, just some amount that empties the bag. And rutted or nutted are the best ways to do that, to score well, and also leave myself good flexibility if I do pick up the S's. So yeah, really, really instructive position. Now, unfortunately, I did not handle correctly, but certainly forgivable mistake, very tricky position, and I was low on time. But I mean, I spent a minute. I still should have realized it. You know, it's something I should realize. But if I had 5 minutes left, I'd be a lot more mad at myself than if I had a minute and a half. So yeah, very good learning opportunity there. And yeah, as it turns out, he just plays sick, and I miss a 1 point better spot for my A, but totally moot at that point. But yeah, great game there. Lots of interesting turns early on. I think I didn't play great early in the game. Bat was a little bit worse than Begat. Exchanging over Noda was very questionable at best and probably a small mistake. And then, yeah, the pre-endgame goof of Ant instead of Nutted. But yeah, so I guess a well-deserved loss, but very instructive loss, especially in that pre-endgame. Really, really cool position. So hope you guys learned something from that and enjoyed the video. And I will be back soon for game number 46, and I hope to see you all there. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.